Bochy yesterday had a meeting with other managers about the automatic ball strike system that is coming to spring training. And so that's kind of interesting. It's going to be in all the spring ballparks that have two teams. So Surprise Stadium will have it. You get two challenges a game, and it's something that MLB is testing out, and it's been a success. I think in the minor leagues, hasn't caused any major delays in games. So, umpires are very good. They really are. They really, really are. But they can't make them all right. So this is just an opportunity to improve the game and do it on a trial basis. So, I mean, if that counts as news, then that's the news, guys.
Yeah, and that is somewhat, at least for the future, monumental, or it certainly could be. And we know it's been at the minor league levels. But what does Boch think about the idea of that? I mean, he's generally, he's an old school guy, but he's not so set in his ways that he hasn't been accepting of sort of the new ways of the game. What does he think about this one?
I mean, it sounds like he's all for it. It's only two challenges a game, and he keeps saying the word he kept saying over and over was it's going to be entertaining. And if you think of like a tennis match or whatever, a Grand Slam, if you're watching a Grand Slam tennis match and a player calls for a challenge, the crowd usually starts clapping, and then the call is made up there on the video board and it's over. So. I think some people have a concern that it would take away from the value of pitch receiving, a catcher's ability to frame and receive balls. And then I posed that question, and he said, I don't think so, because you only get two challenges. So after two challenges are up, pitch framing matters. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes this spring. And I would expect, if it goes well, then. I don't know if they'd enact it for this season, not something they would do mid-flight. And, I don't think, I'm not sure all the technology exists in all the ballparks, but if it's a success here, I bet it's in the game next year.
So, and how would it work? Would there be no home plate umpire?
There's an umpire. There's a home plate umpire, because, you still have to call the obvious ones that are down the middle. So he calls the game, and if a batter or a pitcher disagrees, they tap their helmet, and boom, they go to the replay. But you only get to do it twice. So
twice per team?
Yeah, you don't want to get a hothead up there. We'll see. And I saw it in AAA Round Rock last year, and I mean it is if any part of the ball is touching that rectangle, it's a strike. Dustin Harris, I remember an at bat of his last year, he thought he had walked, and it was a 3-2 pitch, and so he starts to go down to first, and the pitcher challenged it, and I mean it was barely touching the lower left hand corner, or the lower outside corner in his case, and man. That was it. He was out.
Wow.
Inning over. So it can happen like that.
And how does the pitcher signify that he wants it challenged?
Same thing. Hits the head. But it's got to be immediate. You can't look to the dugout and like they do now when they want to challenge a play. They have somebody in the back looking at it. None of that. It's got to be instantaneous. You look to the dugout, you blow your chance.
So you damn sure don't want your first hitter to go up there and do twice, right? Like, we're out of challenges, dude.
Yeah, make sure you don't have a hothead,
Yeah.
Make sure if the pitcher's getting pissed out there that the catcher is the one who makes the call. So it's only the pitcher, the catcher, or the batter who can challenge the call.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Very good. That's newsy. It's interesting. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out during the course of spring training. And I'm sure, like Boch is saying, where the entertainment value comes in is, trying to save it for just that right time if you can, and end an inning or end a game.
Yeah, and he brought up an example of like it's a 3-1 count, and the runner steals and gets thrown out, and the umpire calls it a strike. Well, the batter challenges it. It turns out to be a ball, so it's ball 4. So instead of having bases empty, or batter up with a 3-2 count and nobody on base, you now have runners at first and second because the stolen base would be nullified in that situation. So some stuff will happen. Some stuff will definitely happen, but I think giving it a shot here will give the guys in the minors who have seen it. It's no big deal for them, but for I don't know, Marcus Seaman and Corey Seager have never seen it. I think they'll enjoy it and see what it's all about.
We all silly like the mayor.